I recently had a taste of my very own medicine. Now, after over 1,000 homes, it's finally my turn to declutter. So without further ado, let's tour my house and see how I tied everything together. I'm going to test out different curtains. So we just took down the vertical blinds. It was quite an ordeal because it's raining outside, as you can see. And these windows are original to the house. They're super old. Okay, so that's the third bracket that I just installed. I found an old paint sample. This paint is ultra white, I think. So I will be painting these. I don't know why I didn't do it last time when I renovated the house and we painted the walls. At that point, I was so lazy. So the paint is a little bit brighter than the old paint, but the trick is to just blend right away. Test out a bunch of curtain panels that I have. As a home stager, I have a bunch of stuff in my warehouse, but I happen to have these at home. We have some cool navy blue. As you guys know, I love navy blue. It's one of my favorite colors. This one's actually nice and sheer. I want to see how high it is. It'll be a little bit high right here, but it'll work. And we have other options as well. This is a sheer white one. This will look nice as well. However, it's a little bit longer. It won't be practical because we'll be passing by all the time and this will get dirty really quickly. But I can always fold it down and clip it. However, we have these grommets. It's not gonna show really nicely even if I were to clip it with the grommets. So this one is a no-go. Navy blue once again. And this is nice, but it's a little bit too long. Again, it'll drag and it'll get really dirty. Won't be practical. This has a solid backing. So when there's a solid backing, you're not allowing light to come through. And I love my backyard, so I want to be able to see through it. I have macrame here. Remember the macrame days back in the 70s and 80s? This is not your grandma's normal macrame. So we're gonna try this one. I use a lot of macrames in my stagings because it's very different, super trendy, and it looks super cool. This one already has wings. I found these, I think, at Home Goods, or were they on Amazon? I don't even remember now. I'm gonna give this a try. So we're going to measure the length of the room to determine the length of the rod and also how many curtain panels we'll need. Dandy measuring laser measure, it says it's 106. I think I'm gonna need about 4 panels. So now we are going to test our macrame curtains. Again, all of these curtain rods I actually bought on Amazon, and I have tons of them, but these you can find on Amazon. So we have the width of the room, that's perfect. And now I will be stringing through the macrame curtains. Before I actually put this up, I know I'm gonna need 2 more panels, and I don't have enough of the macrame panels. I only have 2, so it's gonna go like that. And I'm going to need curtains on the right and the left sides, and I'll be testing out which curtains I want to use. This is how you would string the grommet curtains, like this. So front and back like this, and not back, front. You don't want to string it like this. You never want the seam to show. You always want to hide the seam in the back. We'll be sticking it through the fold like that. Okay, so for now, I'm not going to tighten anything in yet, and we're going to see how it looks. So this is option A with the navy blue sheer curtains. And actually, I love the height. It is perfect. I don't have to do anything at all. I am going to try option B, the second one. And the reason why I wanted a second option is because I'm feeling that the pattern in the blue is just a little bit too busy with the busy pattern over here. I know these curtains are a little bit long. These are, I think, 118 or something from IKEA, or 96. Yeah, it's way too long. I am going to fold it over like this, and I'm gonna clip it. We'll we'll see if it's a viable option. The clips look like this. So my lovely assistant will be clipping it.
Why me?
We'll be clipping it at the end. All right, hold it like that. This panel is actually 57 inches wide. I have 7 ring clips per panel. So we are going to evenly distribute the ring clips right here. So this is the center. Clip it right here. Clip one here. You're doing a great job. This is homeschooling at its best. Finally, we're ready to hang it up. I'm starting to like how this white looks with the macrame. It's cleaner. It's not as busy as the blue lines. The curtain was really long, so I folded it over, but I actually like the effect that it has. Before I put the finials on, I'm gonna step back to see how these white curtains look. I'm actually really liking the second option. You can still see through or have light come through and it diffuses any harsh light. Obviously with this, you're still able to see through, so during the day, it'll look great. Now that we finalized the curtains, we're gonna add the finials to the end. So there's that one. So now that I've finished hanging the curtains, I have wall number 1, number 2, and number 3. I had walked around the house earlier collecting pieces around my house. This was in my office previously. So I'm going to borrow wall art, temporarily stage this area just so we can have it for photos for the virtual tour. So we have that piece, and I found this piece downstairs as well. It's gonna be a little bit smaller for this wall. As much as I love this piece, it's a little bit too small for that wall. This one is much bigger and more to scale with the wall. I'll be hanging this on the big wall. You want to create some breathing room. So again, not all walls will need wall art. It makes it more interesting that way as well, just to have a few pieces. When you're hanging, you want to make sure the piece is actually relative to the furniture, so not necessarily relative to the wall. If you have a really high ceiling, you don't want to be hanging wall art all the way up to the ceiling. Again, you want it to be at eye level and relative to your couch, your dining table, your TV cabinet, what have you. You want it relative to that piece of furniture. That looks centered to me, so we are good to go with this piece. I found this piece, and this actually makes the room look a little bit more lively. I'm gonna go with this piece. There you have it. Now we have 2 wall art in this room.